Hey everybody, TygraxDraws here, or Steven, depends on what you want to call me. I'm going to do the Q&A. This is the first time I've been talking on my channel. I'm going to answer questions as you watch me draw whatever I've decided to place here. Alright, here we go. I think when I think about it, I started doing art when I was back roughly around grade 2. Around grade 2 and grade 3 is when I started realizing that projects I did in school and, I don't know, little art ditties on the side ended up being a lot different than other kids. I got a lot of recognition from teachers that would take me aside and say, this is something that you should focus on, which I was always kind of shocked by because I didn't really think I was that good. And I mean, when I look back, because I still have the drawings today, yeah, I was okay, but I guess compared to the other students, I was better for my age. I'm not 100% sure, or just maybe more creative in how I did the projects. For a while, I didn't really think that it was something for me, but when I watched this movie, first anime I've ever watched, which was Hayao Miyazaki, My Neighbor Totoro, it really made me want to draw like the style, create stuff like that, try to animate, which I didn't even know how to wrap my head around that, but it is something that did really inspire me, and that's when I think I started doing art. I started drawing a lot more. Yeah, I've gone to art college. I did 2 years and 3 months at the Art Institute of Vancouver Burnaby. Unfortunately, it doesn't exist anymore. I mean, the Art Institute does, but the location where I did art moved, and then it moved, and then it moved, and then it got shut down, as far as I'm aware. I graduated from high school, and then 2 days later, I started college, because I knew myself that I needed to keep doing school to be motivated. It was really hard, but incredibly fun. Definitely where my people were at in the sense of how I thought, and my creative juices started flowing, and I was super happy to be there and experience that. I have a diploma for it, but yeah, it's I did go, and I did graduate, and I'm happy that I did, because I learned a lot, and I would recommend going to art college if that's what you really want to do. It doesn't just give you tools to draw better, but it actually like allows you to kind of find out where you want to be in the art world, in the art spectrum, and maybe you might discover things that you, or talents that you never knew you had, which is what I did, because when I went in, I only drew. I only like sketch things on paper. I didn't know that I am not a huge fan of 3D modeling. I'm not that good at it. There's a lot of math involved, just FYI, for anyone who wants to do it. 3D modeling comes with rigging and like putting the bones in your characters, which is part of rigging, and lots of math, which isn't fun for me. But what I did learn was drawing on a tablet, which is something that when I went to college was newer. Not new, but it was still newer. And it really helped me. It was almost like I was able to pull images out of my brain and put them on to the screen. And funny enough, it helped me paint better, like with actual paints. I don't know if drawing with a tablet is similar brushstrokes or whatever, but yeah, color theory, I know better, and just being able to do what I want on paper or visually, I owe a lot of credit to going to college and taking that education. To answer this question, it would be probably grade 12. In grade 12, I got in contact with a entrepreneur, furniture, interior designer, basically. And she needed to have someone draw pictures of furniture and drapery and all kinds of stuff for her books. And I was lucky, and I got that opportunity to do actual professional work for someone's book. And yeah, sure, it was just drapes and how fabric laid on chairs and couches and things, but I really made money, and I made good money off each individual art I did. And it was the first time that I drew something and actually gave away, because I used to hoard my art. People were like, oh, I'll give you $20 for that. I'm like, never. And then realized that immediate regret after, when I'm like, man, that $20 would have been great, and I don't really look at that art anymore. It did help me give a little to the people who wanted my art, and realize that maybe I could do something career-based off this, because it was already technically a career. I was going to school, about to graduate, and head off to college, and yet I was making money from my art professionally, which was a really cool and big eye-opener for me. Yeah, good question. Yeah, I wouldn't say super cartoony per se, like nothing Disney. I always had a hard time drawing Disney characters, mainly because I kind of reference it to a balloon style. They have very bubbly figures, but anime style, yeah, I used to watch a lot of things like Sailor Moon and Escaflowne, Inuyasha, some like old movies like Ninja Scroll and Perfect Blue and stuff like that, and of course Miyazaki films. And they did really influence my art so much so that I pretty much drew a lot of anime when I was growing up, which is fine. If that's what you want to do, anime is great. We need a lot of anime artists out there to make more anime for us, because I enjoy anime and watching it and reading it. But it wasn't something that I pushed for. I think it's just something I was influenced by. That's hard to start drawing. I think it would have to be my grandmother. My dad's mom. She was very artistic. She used to paint photographs, like black and white photographs, and she was so talented. And I don't have like a lot of memories about her, but I do have memories of her realizing really early on, when I was really, really young, before I even went to school, that this is something that I might have an interest in. And she would show me the pictures that she used to do, and it was such a cool skill to have, that I really wanted to kind of be a little bit like her in a way. And yeah, I think I started drawing a lot after that. I think I was inspired by my grandmother, and just it was great to see something that you never saw before and meet the artist behind the image. But I was also really young, so it could have been a lot of things, but I think it really was her, if I'm gonna think of what made me start drawing. Thanks, buddy. I think, to be completely frank, it's you draw every day. I have so many sketchbooks with half a face or hands or toes or plants or scenery. I think the key to every artist is, even if you're going through a drawing block, or you're going through a point in time where you're like, man, I don't feel like drawing a scene or a group of people or whatever, it doesn't matter. Draw whatever you can if it's bad, it doesn't matter. You have to keep your mind active and you need to keep drawing. And for a long time, it's not gonna look good. I kind of call them like art jumps, where my art will be okay, or it will be the style that it's at, and then after dedicating myself to constant drawing, suddenly boom, I jump and I'm like better at something that, and it's almost like I worked my brain a lot and then I stopped, took a small rest, and then came back, and everything that I had been trying so desperately to improve on, I'm now there, and now I have to move forward, if that makes sense. To be completely honest, everywhere. I don't think I'm anywhere close to being the best, and I don't think that's a good or healthy goal to achieve. Is the best? What is the best? There's no perfect art. There's no perfect artist. It is 100% subjective. People can like boxes and squiggly lines on a painting and pay thousands and thousands of dollars for it, millions even, or they can like a little anime doodle or chibi or super realistic drawings. Personally, for me, feet, I'm still terrible at. I'm getting better, but they'll still be really blocky or really thin because it's easier that way. Hands, I still need to improve on. They're getting better. And I think in the images that I've been drawing for my channel, they are much better than I used to be able to draw hands. But man, I still struggle. And you're seeing speed up versions of the art within 7 minutes. But if you look in the description below the videos, it will actually tell you how long this actually took me. So if you see me working on a hand and it's sped up, but you're still seeing me working on that hand, that's most likely not like 20 seconds that you're watching. It's probably longer than that. So hands and feet. Yeah, I've seen a lot of growth. I think the biggest amount of growth between 2018 to now, just from the amount of practice of body study I've done, to color theory, to character roundness, which is basically making them more 3D and more lifelike, adding personality, using backgrounds, poses different, angles different. But yeah, I've definitely like the style I have now. I think it's a little bit more consistent. Before I would draw something great and try to draw the same character again and go like, oh, it looks like I like copied it from somewhere, but it would be from my head, and I just wouldn't be able to replicate the same image that everyone loved, and I would feel like a failure as an artist. But it really was a journey between those years. I drew a lot more than every day. I drew like not one image, I was drawing constantly. I was making concept art for finished artwork. And I think the biggest progression I made was actually finishing my art. Growing up, I would almost finish and then just never touch again. But 2018 was the first year, I think, almost every project I started, I finished art-wise. And I would not go back and touch it, but I would be like, this is done. This is an art piece and it's done. There you go. Here you go. You keep that now. And yeah, I mean, I like my newer style. It's cool, but I mean, every artist hopes to improve because that's how we get better, and that's kind of a good goal to have. I think originally I was there with those people, and still am to an extent. I do notice I have an art style. I think I was stuck for quite a few years in anime, and though I won't say I dislike anime, I personally would or didn't want to be an anime artist. In college, when I was going to college, it was frowned upon to be an anime artist. So I struggled so much to get away from the figures, and anime's developed a lot more since I've been going to college, like the body shapes and how elongated they are, and the eyes and everything's changed. So things are, you have so much more shows and artwork to go from if you want to pick a style. But for me, I try to go between realistic meets like dream imagery to an extent, or a little bit abstract. That's the word I'm trying to find, where the characters are kind of realistic, but they're still have a little bit of cartoon to them, but not exaggerated cartoon. Like, I won't go too crazy with the body proportions, but I will enough to get poses. It's fun. I like it. I do like it. I think if you really want to find a style, though, for anyone who's looking to find a style, pick 3 separate artists that you absolutely love that have drastically different styles, and try to merge them into one image. See what is their defining factor or defining style about it. Do they draw big noses and big ears? Is the line work that they do, the outlines and stuff, is it drastically different from the other artists? And try to take the big ears and the big nose from one, and the coloring style from the other, and the line work for the other, and merge them together and see if that's something you want. Because people have to come to the reality of it. Art, and all art, is a form of expression, but it is all a form of mirroring or copying and then developing it into something else. To copy is not bad. To plagiarize and say it's yours, if you're directly copying, that's not okay. But from taking from a style and in the future referencing and saying this inspired me, like for me, Hayao Miyazaki, phenomenal artist, like inspired me so much in my earlier work. Not so much now, but in my earlier work there was a lot of Miyazaki-ish styles popping out in my art, and people would be like, oh wow, where did you get the style from? And I would constantly say Hayao Miyazaki inspired me. And I think that's something that people should work towards, is finding your style, sure, but don't be afraid to take reference from other artists, and just make sure to give credit. I've gotten to a point where not so much inspiration, but more consistency. Money inspires me, though. Just saying. My commissions have started to rise in the past 2 years, so it's a lot easier to draw something for someone when you're getting paid for it. I mean, doing something that you love is great, but once you start making a profit off of what you make, it really does help a lot. But besides that, some of the artwork that I have drawn on my channel are not commissions, and they are free, but they're also like a challenge. I try to challenge myself. I'm not really good at drawing guys, so if I have to draw a guy, it's a challenge for me. My character is a guy, but also a lynx slash miscolored animal, because lynxes aren't that dark, but proportion wise human slash animal, and it's all like a challenge. I think challenges are also really good. What can I do to make this image really cool? What am I really bad at that I should try with this image and see how much better I've come over the years? I do a lot of redraws. Like, I take artwork from a couple years back and I try to redraw it. It does help to have reference. As you'll see in my channel, I have Minecraft characters. Lots of people find it a little bit crazy how I can take a pixelated character and draw from that. I also try, if I find that my inspiration is dying or getting low, I'll read a book or I'll write something. Like I'll try to write a story. Most characters that I draw, even if it's someone I don't know, I try to build a world around them or put them in a little bubble world and kind of make a little history around them. It really does help. As for pushing out new art, having the channel and posting every Monday, except for last Monday that I missed, is a huge motivation, because it kind of is like, here's my schedule, here's what I have to do, get it out before Monday or on Monday if possible, and move on. And it really has pushed me and given me enough inspiration to keep making my artwork. I don't know. I'm happy that you think it's beautiful. Thank you very much. I don't know. Like I view art, and I've mentioned it already, subjectively. I have seen people point at something that I don't really, or I'm not really drawn towards, as beautiful, and they're like, this is the most beautiful art I've ever seen. As an example to me, and I'm not knocking the artist, the Final Fantasy artist, the one who does all the cool titles and stuff, really good artist, really pretty. Not for me beautiful, but I know people who love that artist with a passion, like they're like best art ever. And I was like, yeah, it's really good. But I'm gonna keep dropping Hayao Miyazaki constantly. The art team and Miyazaki, who produces those films, that's beautiful art to me. I love that art. It's like super pretty, super beautiful art to me. So I'm gonna crop it up to, it's per the person, and if I do beautiful art for whoever's watching this, and you find it beautiful, thank you. Because I don't know. It's up to the person to find it beautiful, I think. So again, thanks. For anyone who doesn't know, it's lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual, queer, two-spirit, and then everybody else. Community. And yes, I am. I identify as a pansexual man. Pronouns he and his and him. I do. Yeah, it's great. I love this community. I have a lot of straight ally friends, a lot of friends from all cultures, all ethnicities, all backgrounds. We've all gone through our own trials and tribulations. And I mean, I'm lucky to have found my life partner. And yeah, I am part of the community, and I'm proud to be part of the community. I have a lot of pride in me. For those who know me, they probably already know the answer. For those who are listening and you don't, sushi. I am obsessed with sushi. For years, my Instagram was Ask Allinger Sushi King. On the servers that I play, it's Tygrax Sushi King. I love sushi. Nothing makes me more happier than sushi. I don't know what it is. It just makes me really happy. So if I'm meeting someone new and you want to get to know me, if you're like, do you want to go for sushi? You're like my best friend. In college, sushi was very common. I don't know, the places that we went to were cheap, but even if they weren't, I'd always be invited as like the second wheel, and my only payment would be like, buy me dinner, and they'd buy me sushi, and I just got really obsessed with it. I can make sushi, not incredibly well. I'd rather go out and eat it, but I can make it if I want to. I have enough sushi making kits that if I really needed to, I could make it. I haven't perfected rice yet, but I'm getting there. And my California rolls don't taste like mayo anymore, which is great because I'm not a huge fan of mayo. I don't think people are gross if they eat it. I just don't like it in my sushi. So yeah, favorite food? Sushi. No, maybe. I haven't really traveled. I would love to travel. I'd love to go to Japan. I really want to go to Germany and maybe Ireland. Germany specifically because I have a lot of, like, my bloodline. I'm half English, but then I'm quarter German and I think quarter Irish or Scottish. I'm not sure which of the two, but not 100% sure. I really need to take a test because I would like to see exactly how much of something I am. But the farthest I've traveled is California, and I've seen like I think it's the Oregon caves. I've been burned really, really badly by a cloudy day in California. Didn't really know how that happened, but it was really bad. Went to Disney World. Oh, I went to Medieval Times. If no one knows what that is, it's basically a bunch of different knights dressed in different colors, riding horses, fighting with swords that literally spark because they're hitting the swords so hard. The horses can dance, and all the food you have to eat with your hands. You don't get utensils because this is medieval times. And the waitresses won't serve you unless you call them wenches, which was really hard for me to do because you had to go, "Hey, wench, get me some grog." Yeah, that was hard. I was like, miss, excuse me, miss, and they would walk right past you. Yeah, no, you have to disrespect them for them to answer, which is very strange, but yeah, they liked it. It was great. They got to act out the scenes and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. Probably the best part of the entire vacation I took in California, by far, hands down. So if you're ever in California or anywhere where you can go to medieval times, go there, because that's like the most interesting place I think I've been. But hey, I live in Canada, and Canada's pretty cool, so come and visit Canada. What are socks? Seriously, I don't like wearing socks. And if I do, they're black and they're like ankle socks. I don't like things that fall down as I wear them. So I try just wearing ankle socks. And most of the time, if I'm home, barefoot. If it's summer, I'm wearing sandals so that when I go to someone's house, I can just take the sandals off. I don't like wearing no socks with shoes, because that's gross, and then you take them off at a friend's house and you're smelly. So color socks I have on right now, none. Or transparent if I was a wizard, you know. Favorite thing to do? Game. Absolutely game. I'm sure you would think art, but I'm thinking more on the lines of, yes, I do draw, but I draw professionally and for a career, but I also draw like every day. But when I'm bored, that's normally when I'm done a drawing and I need to do something. I game. Minecraft, Among Us. I'm into a new MMO, Genshin Impact, which is a cool game. I play State of Decay 2. I don't play it with other people, and I mainly play that to give myself a heart attack because, you know, being scared is fun, supposedly. I play Animal Crossing, Final Fantasy games, lots of games. I love RPGs. I love first-person shooters. Games. I'm a gamer, so that's what I like to do when I'm bored. I would say I'm a fur artist. I have been to conventions like furry cons and have been a hallway artist, drawing people's persona. I have nothing against the community. I think the community is actually extremely good. Really nice people. The stereotype for them being creepy or whatever. It's a really poor judgment on the community. I think the community in its whole is actually extremely positive, very accepting. As for myself, I feel like I've always had Tygrax as a character. I mean, I made Tygrax when I was really young. He was always a cat character. Obviously, he's developed a lot from early times to now. It's always been a character that I associated with. I love cats. Cats are some of my favorite animals. I absolutely love lynxes. I think they're gorgeous cats. So yeah, I think I'm definitely a fur artist, but I don't know necessarily if I'm a furry. But if I check off the box based on how much I'm involved with my anthropomorphic character Tygrax that I use for Minecraft and my artwork and such, if I check off those boxes and I am a furry, I don't see that as a big problem. I don't think that's anything for anyone to really have an issue with, and if they do, I don't really care, because why not? It's a good community and it's something that I enjoy, so maybe? I don't know. Above all, I would say the community itself. SwanCraft has this community involvement and just these people that, and just this feeling that even if you have to take a leave of absence and you go away for a while due to in real life problems, you always come back. And that's something that I really appreciated. I went through a lot of really dark times due to an injury I sustained on my back, and when I was feeling the most depressed, I'd go on SwanCraft and I would find this community and these people, and it really made me feel at home when I was going through my most anxiety in my own home. The staff are really good and the player base are really good, and it's just like one big family. Of course, every community changes over time, but it really is like a second home. Of course, I have other communities I'm part of, but it is like the original online home I think I've ever had. And I used to play like lots of MMOs and stuff like that, but this is like the first time I ever really felt like I had like an online community that I could always come to and always be welcome to. What I mainly do, back in 2018, I started doing or drawing the Player of the Month arts. Before, they used to take the skins and put them on a program and like pose the characters out and give that to the Players of the Month. But I really thought when I saw one of the players drawn, I was like, man, this is something I could do. I could start doing Player of the Month. So I did. I'll cycle through them now, the ones that I currently still have. Yeah, it was super cool. I liked doing it. It was stressful at times because I'd finish one and then immediately be at the end of the month because I was really busy. And it was cool. Mainly what I do or have made on the server is art. With the restart, I plan to do Hogwarts if I can, but mainly I do art, and I do server art for the artist. I'm their server artist. It was a free download option on Xbox 360, and I had seen it like on YouTube and other media forums or sites like getting popularity, but I was like, this looks so weird. I don't know if I want to play it. And I was like, okay, do you know what? I'm just going to try it out. So I tried it on an Xbox 360, and I was like, wow, this is like a building sandbox. This is cool. And started playing on there. But then I found out like the online community on there at the time, I just didn't bond with, and I was like, this is kind of boring. And at the time, the 360, you couldn't play 2-player. So I couldn't play with any friends. And then one of my other friends was like, hey, do you know what? I'm thinking of buying an account to play it online. Do you want to join me? Because I'm kind of scared about online communities. I'm like, sure. So I bought an account, and they bought an account, and we started trying to find servers, and we did find one, and it was super fun. And then they restarted the world, and I lost interest because all my stuff got deleted. And then eventually, unfortunately, that server died, and I found SwanCraft. So that's kind of how it started. Of course, it did help to go online and watch, at the time, like really popular Minecraft YouTubers. That did help a lot as well, but I think it was mainly the sandboxed feel of it, and just creating whatever you want to create if you can by whatever they give you is super fun to do. For those who may not play Minecraft, map arts are basically you take an image that you draw or that you take offline, and you put it in a program that pixelates it, and the pixels are blocks that you can obtain in the Minecraft game. Then you place them on the ground and use an item called a empty map, and it will render that from an overhead bird's eye view onto the little mini map, and then people can start collecting them as items. The answer for you, A-Shot, is I am too lazy. I do not have the attention span to do a map art. I do not like placing blocks like that. I like randomly building things. If people want to make my art, by all means, contact me and I'll give you permission. But it's just not for me. It is so time consuming, and I don't have that much time. Being server artist and doing commissions and working as a care worker and commuting, there's just so much time I have, and I really don't have time to do map arts. Kudos to anyone who does have time and can do them really fast, because they are able to put their mind in that mode, but it is not relaxing to me. I know some people find it really, really soothing and relaxing. I get frustrated. I don't like it, but I like those who actually find the time to do it, because they're really talented and they have a lot of like the ability to calm themselves down. Not me though. So last Monday, I had to not do art, unfortunately. I was just really, really bogged down with commissions. October is normally one of my busiest commission periods, apart from December, mainly because October is so festive. But what to look forward to is I'm going to be posting, of course, this one's going to be up on Monday, but on Halloween, you're going to have 2 videos to make up for the one I missed on Monday. I am drawing 2 separate server mural-based murals that have been won by players on a raffle on their Discord servers. Definitely come and check those out. They'll be a little bit longer because they've taken me longer to draw. I am working like a crazy, crazy artist person, trying to get both of them done at the same time, on top of all the other art that I have to get done before November. So coming to the channel, subscribing, liking, commenting. Please leave comments, leave likes. It shows on my channel that lots of people are viewing, lots and lots, but like nobody's subscribing and nobody's liking. I mean, it's free to do. If you want, ring that notification bell to see all my updates. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Is most Mondays, pretty much I'm trying every Monday to have an art out for you guys to see. I don't know how many questionnaires I'll do just because it takes time to collect the questions. Hopefully in the future it won't take that much time. But yeah, every Monday, and this coming Halloween, they will be two big artworks at the same time. We'll not probably yeah, posted at the same time. And yeah, be sure to like those, please. All right, thank you. Tygrax out.